Hello, this is Matt once again, and I don't know why I have the headphones on because I was doing another video and I forgot to take it off, but I'll keep going anywhere, so there you go. This is a request from Jonathan Lindsey. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, whatever, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And for Jonathan Lindsey, he wanted me to talk about the first episode of Animaniacs. I don't know why I can't talk. It's not tongue twisters. I don't know what the hell. Animaniacs is a show I've heard of. I've maybe seen bits and pieces throughout the years. I believe I reviewed their Wacko's Wish film. That was a request from like a year ago or so. But I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I didn't grow up with it, but I heard about it. And like I said, I remember seeing probably more clips of the Pinky and the Brain segments than the actual Animaniacs themselves. But I know Steven Spielberg had a hand in producing it. I believe because he found success with producing that Tiny Toon Adventure show. And so, as I did a drink, hey, is there anything we could work with Steven Spielberg more so? And is there anything that we could work on that has a bit of that Looney Tunes energy, zaniness feel to it? And so you have the Animaniacs, which they're the Warner Brothers and Warner sister is a Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, are the three of them. They live and are stuck in the Warner Brothers water tower. At times they get out and they cause chaos. And like I said, there's a certain zany energy to it that makes it fun. And the episode's about 20 some minutes long. And at times they have about 3 or 4 segments. I think it's usually about 3. Yeah, looking through it, it's usually about 3, sometimes just 2. Guess once in a while, maybe there's 4, but yeah, usually about 2 or 3 segments for each 20 minutes episode. This one had about 3 of them. And with episode 1, at least they do explain a little bit about who the Animaniacs are, where it's 1930, the Warner Brothers studio. They wanted to create cartoon stars. They created these guys. They did too out of hand, so they stuck them in the Warner Brothers water tower. And then that's why they live around the lot. I know this is a show that had a lot of references to a lot of like movies and other pieces of media. The voice work, Rob Paulson, the voice of Raphael in the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon. He was the voice of Donatello in the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon. He plays Yakko, this guy here. Then you have Dot, the female. And the other guy, he kind of sounds like... This guy here, he kind of sounds like a little bit of Ringo from the Beatles. And throughout the show, I know there's a bunch of different characters. There was like a dog and a little kid. There was an old squirrel and her like nephew or something. There was Pinky and the Brain, where the Brain talked like Orson Welles, and him and this dumber mouse, they wanted to take over the world. They're not in the first episode, but they're in various others. But they are in the opening credits. And overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what it was. It went at a fast pace. The animation for the time is on point. Because it's Warner Brothers, you're able to get some nice cameos, like Porky Pig makes a little cameo, which was fun. Of the 3 segments, the majority was the first one, the Xanatized, where the psychiatrist... First up, we showcase what the psychiatrist does while people try to get on the lot. One was supposed to be like the biggest movie star in the world. I thought it was Bruce Willis because it looked like Bruce Willis, but his voice sounded like Humphrey Bogart. So I don't know who that was supposed to be, but the security guard, come on in. He's like, oh, it's the biggest movie star in the world. And I'm like, he looked like Bruce Willis, but he sounds like Humphrey Bogart. So I did. Who that was supposed to be, I don't know. And then Porky Pig getting on the lot. You showcase a psychiatrist. You have a bit on Ronald Reagan. where he says he wants to be president, and the psychiatrist is writing delusions of grandeur, which I'm like, what time span is this supposed to take place? Is it today? Because Ronald Reagan was president. I know it's meant to be a joke, stupid joke, but I'm like, is this meant to take place in a certain time period where Ronald Reagan has been president yet and he was just the actor? I know it's supposed to be a dumb joke, I know. I'm not supposed to look into it that deep. But in a way, I was a bit confused with the joke of, does the psychologist forget that he was president? Or, it's the whole joke is supposed to be that it's a ridiculous notion. But I thought like Back to the Future did that joke better. Where Marty McFly goes back, tells Doc, who's the president? Ronald Reagan. The actor? And that would make more sense because Christopher Lloyd's like, in his time span, he's only known as... I just say it was done better Back to the Future, I'll just say. But the actors, the voice actors who do their jobs, they do stuff that they can't do today. I know they did a reboot in 2020, Animaniacs, and they had to change certain things. Like, yeah, the sexy nurse that we can't have today because women can't be sexy. Because I guess they think women are not hot. I think women are hot. I bet you think women are hot. I bet there's women watching who think women are hot. But we can't think women are hot. Well, what about a guy? If a guy has muscles and takes his shirt off, is that against the law now? Oh, only if it's the girl doing it. Okay. Or if the girl has muscles bigger than, Sylvester Stallone, that's okay. But you can't have sexy nurse. Because the two guys will go, hello, nurse, and panting like a dog. Because they're horny. They want to fuck you. I don't blame them because the nurse is pretty damn hot. Makes them relatable. But again, we can't have that today because how dare we do, why the fuck not? Guys like women, women like guys, for the majority. There's some guys who like guys, there's some women that like women, that's fine too. But okay, for all the straight guys and all the lesbians, they will appreciate that. That's a good, huge market of people. So what's wrong with it? Just ridiculous. Just whole fucking thing is stupid. If they were bending her over the dash and going dee, okay, that's a bit too much. That wasn't the case here. But yeah, apparently new reboot, they changed it, so like whatever. But pretty much the gist of that segment is the three making the psychiatrist go crazy with what they do, what they say. They keep making jokes. He's tired of them keep making jokes. Stop making jokes. It's not a joke, it's a visual gag. You know what I mean. So like showing Dot this ink blot. It's an ink blot. Well, I didn't draw it. No, I didn't ask if you drew it. Whoever drew it is pretty bad. No, that's not what it was. I'm like, what's in the ink blot? So I thought that was pretty clever what it was doing there. Same with when it's talking to Wacko about, well, what's on your mind? My skin? No, I mean, like, what's on your mind? Oh, my hair. No, I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it. It just did make me chuckle, did make me laugh. I thought that was rather clever. Not just a play on words, but it just came off as rather funny. That seemed like something that Bugs Bunny would have done to piss off, like, Elmer Fudd or Daffy Duck. And pretty much they drive him crazy. I would say it's not that long of a segment, and it went by a fast pace, and it got some chuckles out of me. Had a nice little cameo by Porky Pig, and overall, not too bad at all. The other two segments, you have the monkey song. I'm like, what the hell is this? But there's a Harry Belafonte song. I believe it's called Monty or something. I can't remember, but there's a song by I think it's just called Monty by Harry Belafonte. as a takeoff of that, where pretty much the psychiatrist and the three keep chasing him around, and I don't know what to say. The monkey, how the hell the lyrics go? I don't know what to say. The monkeys won't do. I don't know what to say. Monkeys won't do. Like, it was catchy. It was a fun takeoff that Harry Belafonte song. That was the song I was most familiar with. Then I looked it up and went, oh, okay, I get what they're doing. The Harry Belafonte song I remember is probably Deo from Beetlejuice. Here I come and you wanna go home. He's a day, he's a day, he's a... Here I come and you wanna go home. Like, that's the song but it was nice to learn about another Harry Belafonte song. It's a nice fun parody to it, as the guys just try to escape these three from driving them more and more insane. And then the last one is this narrator that I swear has to be the voice of Winnie the Pooh. Because it sounds exactly like Winnie the Pooh. I couldn't find info on it, but I would not be surprised if the voice actor who did Winnie the Pooh, if that was them doing this narration. Where they're pretty much saying goodnight to all the characters, and then the episode ends. Which I thought, for a first episode, your premiere episode, not too bad. I mean, on one hand, some of these characters were not really featured that much, except during that song, which that was the point. Maybe one of the points of the song is, well, we need to have a bigger segment to establish these three main characters. That's going to take most of the running time. But we do have these other supporting characters. How do we feature them? Well, we do the song. So the psychiatrist, he's going everywhere and he's meeting all these different animals and different characters in the midst of this song. So at least give people the first toe into the water, into the pond that is the Animaniacs show. And this was a gift from Jonathan Lindsey as well, so thank you for that. Sorry, I'm just trying to think like what year this came out. I can't remember what year Animaniacs first debuted. Like other characters, you have these three birds that are the good feathers, take on the Godfather. So like one's like the Joe Pesci type, and one's the Robert De Niro type, one's the Ray Liotta type. I think some of this stuff is not in the new reboot because, referencing Godfather, probably a bit old hat in 2020, let alone when this came out. Although it's weird that a cartoon is referencing Goodfellas. Did I say Godfather? Fuck, I meant Goodfellas. That's what I did for doing a video at 8 a.m. My brain farted. I meant Goodfellas, not Godfather, for fuck's sake. It's a parody on Goodfellas. And I was going to say it's a bit weird to do a parody on Goodfellas for a cartoon because I guess that's the way of doing it where an adult could enjoy it as well as a kid. Like the kid will enjoy it because it's just three birds being silly, but adult, they get the idea that these are, the Goodfellas. There's not many kids are gonna watch Goodfellas, and hey, people get shot in the head and the cocaine them, and but that's why they do this. A lot of these cartoons and movies and kids movies, things of that nature, is because they want to try to appeal to both audience. Okay, that's something the adult will understand. The hello nurse, the guys panting at the girl, because adults will realize, while the kids are, they're being silly. Same with the Goodfellas, the birds are being silly. But then the parents are, yeah, I get what you're doing there. Which you always have to be careful, because a lot of times that could be so forced that it becomes a bit, it's now they're parodying this movie, now they're parodying this movie. Sometimes they could go too far, like run away with that, so it just seems like every 5 minutes that's happening, and then it makes you go, well, why don't I just watch that movie and that movie's still your fucking movie? So it's always a balance you have to be careful with. But yeah, the like I said, the animation is solid. Music I had no issues with. Problems I had with it. I think for your first episode, some characters like the squirrel lady, Pinky and the Brain, they're not really too much a part of the first episode, and you're establishing it. Uh, I don't know how you could do that. Maybe if the psychiatrist, if it was just like one story, and maybe the psychiatrist is working up to the three, where okay, they're looking at the squirrel lady, they're looking at the good fellas, birds. He's psychoanalyzing them, and he's working up to them. And despite all these crazy creatures like Pinky and the Brain, psychoanalyzing them, then the second half is this whole him being turned crazy by these guys to further even establish like okay he could deal with these other characters, but these are the three that put him over the edge. Like to be honest, you could take out the song and the time span for that song, and it doesn't have to be like 10 minutes of him doing that. It could be like a brief scene of the character with the squirrel and her son or nephew, whatever. Psychiatrist is talking to them. Psychiatrist talking to the Pinky and the Brain. Psychologist is talking to the dog and the kid, or talking to the kid, whatever. Okay, now you're establishing those characters, and then you have the three make the guy go crazy, and then you the 99th song would make a bit more sense. It's not a song, but the 99th ending, and maybe when the guy's trying to leave, he keeps beating his former patients, and he's just basically go more crazy and get the hell out of Dodge. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here out of the blue. If I learn how to say a single thought, like I said, the song was fun for what it was. Just for your, I guess they knew they were going to have a lot more episodes, but again, for your debut episode, I think it would have been better to establish the other supporting characters at the beginning of your first major story. And that's a way of establishing them at least a little bit, dipping the toe in the water, and then going to your story. So that's just me though. But it was still fun. It was fun for what it is, and I don't really have much issues with it. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later.